So far, just to update you, because I know that you said you've been busy with work lately. The Darius ban. We've been seeing a few
Not the
prominent
target
strategies.
ban.
The first one being a lot of split pushing champions, so your Trundles, Yoriks, Volley Bears, those types of champions. The Scions, those have been strong. The second strategy has been lane dominant, so we've seen some teams go for laning champions like Pantheon, Warwick, just trying to get those early solo kills, get the first blood for that feat of strength, try to snowball the game. And the third strategy that we've been seeing has been stalling out the game with control mages. So we've been seeing the rise of champions like Nivea and Hui have been apparent. We've also seen Xerath, Orianna, Syndra. These types of champions can prolong the game. You can pair it with something like Smolder or Kale. Try to win out later. So looking at these bans so far, what do you think?
Why is this already more interesting than like regular League of Legends? Like this is like way more interesting.
Well, because
Like
it's my
I'm
tournament,
thinking of like
obviously.
the rock paper scissors kind of thing right now, and like it's very like easy to understand. But I think
Yeah,
see I don't
speaking
even
of
know what
that
to think
split
right now.
pushing, the Trundle has been relatively pick or ban this tournament. Um, and
The
interestingly,
champ is disgusting.
it was TTV Emilya who chose to ban the Jack. So a little bit of another rock paper scissors thing that we've been having is that Yorick has been popular, but if a team rushes forward and picks Yorick, they can get countered by Aurelia. So we've been having a back and forth between Yorick and Aurelia. And likewise, we've been having the same thing with Trundle and Jax. We've been seeing if one team picks Trundle without banning Jax, that can be a little bit of a disaster. So seeing TTV Emilya banning the Jax, but leaving open the B1 Trundle, we'll have to see if they have an answer for that.
That's crazy. There's already a meta to this. I can't wait to see how the game's gonna play out.
Yeah, and it looks like
Oh,
the
the
Echo.
imbecile lock-in.
Yeah, Echo, I believe, is a flex between DJ Chu and Bonevoid, if I recall correctly. I've seen Echo in Bonevoid's match history before, but DJ Chu was the one who played it in their first round match. The Mbessa, I would imagine, most likely going to go towards Decimate. I would imagine that any top laner is going to come through, he's going to be able to play it. Garen as a response, we've seen Garen be played into Mbessa before. It can be a pretty solid lane counter pick.
The Marcia moment.
And hovering Camille last, so we could be
Ooh.
seeing a triple top laner beefcake team, and that's what we will get.
This team is gonna have a lot of pressure on towers. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, let's see what the final answer is. Will they whip out the Kazakhs? Is it time for the Kazakhs, or will they play it safe
If
and pick something
I do,
actually
I
good?
highly doubt Kha'Zix is gonna get picked into, into that team.
They're gonna go with Ziggs hover.
Zing.
All right, and the Ziggs lock in, so a little bit of turret pressure for themselves.
I dig it.
What do you think of these team comps? Who do you think has the advantage?
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Team Bonewade's a little more well-rounded. Like they have like the lane dominance. They do have some split potential, like the Ziggs. They also have Echo, and you just press R on Echo, and yeah, you just undo everything.
Yeah, Echo can also be quite the turret-taking threat himself. You get some AP, maybe a Lich Bane, and then all of a sudden his E
Oh
is doing
yeah,
half of the turret's
the
health bar.
Lich Bane spike is crazy on turrets. I feel like I just feel like Team Bumblebee has more like they have range, whereas like t- I'm just gonna say ZOF, whereas Team ZOF is they're just melee. They're just kind of just split pushers more or less.
Yeah, now if you were, so you're saying if you favor TTV Emilia's comp, so if you were to be Zoff, what would be your ideal lane matchups? Who would you want to see against who to get the best chances of winning?
That's a very good question. See, I don't really understand matchups in the traditional sense. I understand it from the spellbook perspective, though,
True,
and
hashtag
I would
support
probably
player.
just run. Yeah, I'd probably just run spellbook Camille and hope the skill.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say probably the Trundle and the Garen would both be equally happy to go into the Mbessa. I would say the Trundle would also be happy to go into the Echo. In terms of who you'd want to put into the Ziggs, you kind of have two options. I think you could either go like Second Wind, D-Shield, Garen, and then just try to out-sustain. Or you could put the Camille into the Ziggs and then just try to leap on top of him. But I would say your ideal matchups are probably Camille into Ziggs, Garen into Echo and Trundle into Mbessa, I would say, because Mbessa notoriously is not very good into the stat checky DPS champions.
I mean, Garen could be good into Ziggs. He just has to play around his W. Ziggs W, I mean.
So I don't. You
It's
must have
like,
missed it, but we actually have seen Spellbook picked multiple times this tournament so far.
no shot.
Yeah, we had a Nasus take teleport. Or not teleport. We had a Nasus take Spellbook. I believe they won that game. I was calling out that Nasus could swap to Ignite at some point because the Nasus ran TP Ghost, and then I was saying at some point they could swap out the TP for the Ignite, click Ghost, and try to run the opponent down. They did in fact do that. They ran straight under the turret with the Ghost Ignite, killed somebody, and then took the turret. So that was pretty cool. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head where the other spellbook was, but I couldn't tell you. Unfortunately, we have not had anybody lock in Janna. We had one team hover it, but sadly, no lock in.
I feel like the issue with Janna in this is like she needs someone to like actively enhance for her to actually see her full potential. Like, yeah, she can shield towers, but it's if you want to do a damage build, if you want to do a silly on-hit build, AD build like I do, your shield's gonna be very weak. So that's gonna be useless on towers. And you'll want to play for lane dominance instead, but the problem is, yeah, Janna would just be really bad into this. I think I even tried it in one of the test games you were doing.
Yeah, I would say if you were going to go with Janna, you'd have to do one of two things. First of all, is send it top lane and then try to bring the old spirit of the smite top roaming Janna back, where you just constantly roam mid and bot and try to get an advantage in
I
those
used
two
to love
lanes.
doing that.
The other thing that I think might work, and I would have to ask for your input on this because I unfortunately don't know what Janna's exact ratios are. Is her wave clear decent if you go AP? Like, does her Q get to a point where it can kill backline, or is it just kind of like two dog shit?
It's it's bad. You get more you get more out of spamming your W than you do your Q.
Yeah, I would imagine, like, I get the you can just spam W for the poke, but I guess, like, the main question is there anything Janna can do to not have terrible wave clear so you're not always being pushed in?
Build on hit, build move speed. Reject the meta.
I see,
Embrace
I see.
on hit.
Well, speaking of meta, we've
Ruin's
developed a little bit of
hurricane,
a
static
meta.
shift rush.
Yeah, we've been seeing a little bit of a meta develop in these 3v3s, namely that teams have started to catch on that teleport is almost absolutely necessary. We see 6 teleports almost every single game. The other
When
thing,
the teleport changes, that's gotta be pretty crazy.
yeah, the other thing to check most of the time is who has Demolish. So Trundle's got Demolish, Garen's got Demolish, Camille's got Demolish. Ziggs does not have it, Echo does not have it, and Bessa has it. So we have 4 Demolishes, 3 on the side of Zoe's OnlyFans.
A summoner has disconnected.
Yeah, so once again, the rules for the pauses is that each team is allotted up to 10 minutes of pauses to figure out what's going on. It seems like this time I saw that DJ Chu disconnected, maybe having some kind of internet issue. But they will get until that pause time says 20 minutes to figure it out. If they don't figure it out by then, they lose. Is essentially how the rules go.
Understandable.
Yeah. If Bonevoid's team loses to a pause, that would be quite the way for them to go out, considering that they're definitely the favorites to win.
That would be tragic, and I would say it's an inside job.
I don't know. I mean, like, Bonevoid is currently a student, I believe, so maybe having the extra $33 could help him pay off that tuition, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, the way I see it, TTV Emilya could really use the money, because not only could the $33 make a huge dent in that college tuition for Bonevoid, but for Decimate, maybe it could give him, like, what is that? That's like 100 servings of ramen, right? So if he's just going to sit at his desk and play solo queue the whole time, that's a good investment. Let's check chat. We'll see what's going on. Yeah, looks like DJ needs to restart laptop.
A summoner.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that
Average
DJ Chu
league
is a laptop
client.
gamer. my opinion of him has significantly dropped.
There's nothing wrong with playing on a laptop. You can run this game on a toaster.
You used to be able to run the game on a toaster. As like the last few seasons have been definitely getting a little bit more demanding. Like I think I checked recently how much storage space League of Legends was taking up on my computer, and it was like over 30 gigabytes. It was definitely never that big back when I was a laptop gamer.
It's all those skins.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Alrighty, the game has started.
Yeah, as expected, it is DJ Chu on the Echo for the second time and Decimate on the Mbessa.
It looks like it's Garen going mid. Wait, Camille's backing.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a freeze here, just a spectator delay because of the pause that happened, but
I see.
looks like they're going to swap
Lane
around these
swap.
lanes. They want to put the Garen into the Ziggs, and then the Camille into the Mbessa. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's better than what they had?
Minions have spawned.
I think it might be better than what they had. I feel like the Ambassador still has like the pressure early against the Camille. But Camille she scales really well. I was playing Camille the other day and she does true damage on her Q, and it's actually just a Cho'Gathar.
This is true,
It
but
gets
in order to do that
insane once you have
Cho'Gathar, you have to
items.
get to 2 or 3 items, and I feel like we've been seeing most of these games end right around that 2-item point. We saw Camille once before. She got to Trinity and Ravenous, but seemed like it was a little bit too slow. Her team lost before she could really scale up.
Yeah, true. I kind of just expect the Ambassador lane to be very snowbally. Same with the Echo lane.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was hoping that they would want to put the Trundle into the Embesso, because I feel like Trundle's really good at being at some of those like volatile lanes. Does a shocking amount of damage early.
And then Trundle R just, you kind of just win 1v1 beating when you're behind. It's such a good 1v1 ability.
Yeah, and now of course the main concern for this team, and I believe all 3 teammates have stressed it at this point, is that Bone Void sucks at laning. So we'll have to see if that's a point of pressure that the enemy team can take advantage of. Inza probably is the best player on ZOF, so if you're going to put somebody in Bone Void, that would be the right person, but we'll have to see. We can see already that despite what any matchups would tell you, like I don't think Trundle's supposed to lose to Echo, Decimate and DJ Chu able to kind of force out these laning advantages anyway.
Alright, that Camille E. Oh my, Camille is low.
Yeah, she has to be careful.
got
Mbessa
chunked.
still has the Ignite. Could get dove if she's not too safe. Looks like she will just try to take the reset.
Reset, teleport is back.
With that new teleport taking 8 seconds from base to that tier 1 instead of 4, Camille did lose out on a few minions there. Decimate's got to be pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, this is a W on Decimate's side, honestly. Oh, 0-0. This is still kind of a kill, like, it's not as fast paced as I thought it'd be.
Yeah, the early games tend to be a little bit slower in these 3v3 formats because, you know, there's no jungler to speed up the pace of the game, so it's all dependent on how good are the laners at laning, and are any of the laners going to be willing to sack their lane state to go for a roam. The main thing about these games is that they can break open at a moment's notice. Like, you'll think everything will be stable, and then in the span of 2 minutes the game will just be over, so...
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I can't wait. I saw some of the earlier games on the stream and I was just like, nice.
Bone Void with the professional laning techniques right there.
LeBron James Ziggs time.
And as
I'm hoping
expected,
to
we
see at
are
least
seeing
one.
that the Ziggs can't really get through the Garen's health bar.
Yeah, the Garen passive is strong and what's his ring? Probably a second win as well. He has Doran's.
DJ Chu went for a very aggressive trade under the turret. Ended up blowing his ultimate in an attempt to dive. Trundle, a lot of sustain though and has ult now. I think he's not going to be too threatened at the moment.
Yeah. Something's considered, like, Bonvoid's still holding his own, like, in lane. Oh my god. Alright.
Wow, dive coming out from
Ooh,
Decimate
that was
wasn't quite
close.
enough. Maybe
That was-
miscalculated the health of the Camille passive, but as it stands, I mean, like, Camille's definitely struggling. I can't stick around in lane too much. Decimate could easily burst this out if she oversteps.
Yeah, this Camille has to play like her life depends on it. She's cooked. Otherwise, and Beth has so much mobility.
And also Decimate the potions, the biscuits,
Oh my.
and
don't
being
pay any
level
prop.
6 has that Omnivamp on the ability, so she's healed up a lot, almost to the point where I don't even think Camille could look for a return kill if she tried.
Okay, cook.
Yeah, nothing happening quite yet, but
But
the Camille has no mana.
mana.
Yeah.
She has no mana and energy champs exist.
Yeah, and Echo's walking up.
The Echo's going in for the dive.
And
First
donating the first
blood.
blood over to the Echo.
Alright, this is where the snowball happens.
Yeah, look at that. The mid lane, 63 farm to 39. Massive advantage for DJ Chu, especially after getting this first blood. He's not even necessarily going to lose anything, because at any point he could just TP back, but opting instead to slap the top tier 1 turret, they're going to get 3 plates. Trundle, mid lane, maybe going to get 2, we'll have to see. Yeah, Echo's staying top, and it looks like Ambess is moving mid. She doesn't have teleport, so Trundle could get a second plate here. But I mean, overall, you have to be really happy with this if you're TTV Emilya.
This is massive for them. Like, Garen just popped teleport. Honestly, the first blood is huge too, because of feats of strength.
Interesting,
Okay,
Camille.
real mystery. It's okay, it happens.
Yeah, this is going to be the most lopsided lane matchup that we're going to get. Stud Muffin is Silver, Decimate is Grandmaster, so we'll see how that lane dynamic goes out.
Honestly, yeah, it's... Team Bonefight was already pretty stacked, honestly.
Looks like they don't want to give up these Void Grubs, they're going to fight for it.
Grubs are huge for them, honestly. Like, especially in where you need to get the towers, Grubs is massive. Red team gets the Grubs, they'll be you.
Yeah, they got all 3, which is helpful for those feats of strength.
Camille E. Her pass to top. Camille might be cooked. He's getting cooked. Alright, Decimate with the kill.
Yeah, that honestly might signal the
Garen
end
are
of the game
still-
entirely. I would be shocked if
Garen are
ZOF could
still
come back from
fighting.
this. You love to see
like
it.
no better
Bone
champ.
Void does absolutely nothing and wins anyway.
Yep. Why kill the champion when you get power plating and kill the tower, kill the minion? You're not gonna do anything to Garen.
DJ Chu not taking the best trade in top lane. If he's not careful, Camille could look to ult this.
Alright. DJ Chu gets the plating. Team Bonewood already has almost 3k gold advantage. It's not looking too good. Team ZOF.
Yeah, I mean, like, they had an Echo Ambessa versus Camille Trundle 2v2 with the Void Grubs, and the Camille Trundle got ace. So I mean, that's the type of early skirmish that if you're ZOF, you kind of have to win those.
It's also the kind of early skirmish that's like super risky. High risk, high reward though.
I mean, here's a fun little statistic though, if you didn't see it initially, is that in Emilya's first match, they managed to, nice little solo kill for Decimate, they managed to win the game in 13 minutes and 40 seconds. So this one, definitely going to be a little bit slower, but it goes to show how fast-paced the games can be.
It's like ARAM, or dare I say it, Twisted Tree Line.
How dare you compare my tournament to Twisted Tree Line?
What do you mean Twisted Tree Line's goated? We need more game modes than just ARAM and Summoner's Rift and whatever Earth they decide to do on Rift.
You know what they need to add? They need to go back and what was it called? It was like the magma something. It was the 1v1 game mode. You just had like it was like it was a yeah, back in season 2 I think it was. They had a featured game mode that was literally just ranked 1v1, like a ranked 1v1 ladder. Or at least that's what it was supposed to be. They never ended up doing ranked. The community was really excited for it, and then Riot did the classic like, oh, the people stopped playing this after a month, so we're never going to include it again. But specifically for the 1v1 game mode, it was kind of more like, yeah, nobody was playing it because we were all waiting for you to add ranked. But yeah, they need to add that one back.
Honestly, they never will. But that sounds awesome. But I feel like Outstar Gems would be very unplayable in that.
Well, they could also probably have a different set of patch notes, kind of like they do with ARAM. Certain champions do more damage, take more damage, take less damage, etc.
Okay. They're tower diving the Trundles. They gets the tower. It's not even a tower dive. Echo pops R. Ziggs gets the kill.
Yeah, and at this point what you're going to be asking yourself is, will this be the first perfect game that we have? Well, it depends on what your definition of a perfect game is. Do you consider turret plates to be part of that?
I mean, this game mode isn't about necessarily outplaying the enemy so much as it's about getting their turrets. So yeah, the more plating the better. I mean, the gold advantage right now is almost 6k.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like the kill score is 6-0. Blue team is yet to get any objectives, but they did manage to get 3 turret plates. So does that mean that they managed to avoid getting perfect gamed, or is just the classic no turrets, no kills, no objectives good enough?
I don't know. I think if no turrets fall, it's a perfect game.
Alright, well, then we may be seeing the first perfect game. It depends on how this grub jostle goes. If Blue Side could take a single one of these, they would have... Oh my god, Camille, what?
Alright, Karen's down.
A little bit of a questionable grub slide by the Camille.
So, I mean, at this point, Grub's just huge for up, taking the towers. But it is something to kind of risk. Well, not while you're, like, behind. But it's also a play that could just get you back in the game. I I live for these high risk, high reward plays. Okay, the meal's getting cooked. Decimate 3 levels up.
Pings
That's
onto
the
the
provision on the
dragon
Drake.
from blue team. I don't know if that Hextech dragon's gonna save you at this point.
It might be playing for Did anyone get the feat of strength yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
TTV Emilya already has the feats of strength because of first heart and first blood.
Oh, I didn't even see the boots. I had to like squint just to like look.
We'll see if any of them go
Yeah, they
for
have
the
the-
boots upgrades. I don't know if you've been spending too much time on Twitter. There's been a raging debate over whether tier 3 boots upgrades are actually worth it.
I think it just depends on the champ. I mean, on support, the amount of stats you're actually getting, it's really good. Like you tell me, you can get 25 ability haste, move speed, and summoner spell haste, as well as getting move speed for shielding. Yeah, that's for like 1700 gold. That's basically just a support item.
Okay, but have you
As
considered
boots.
that according to Reptile and Urkanite Zach Gaming, you'd be wrong?
I think it depends on like what stats you're looking at. Because if it's just win rate, well, I mean, win rate of what? For which roles, which champs? There's a lot of nuance to it. It's not just general win rate. Zimbabwe's taking the Herald.
I think if they get this Herald, it's probably going to mark the end of the game. Like, they could drop it either top or bot, pretty much instantly take that tier 2 turret, get the charge into tier 3. At that point, Ziggs could break open tier 3, and then it's open inhibitor.
Yeah, true. Herald of... Yeah, they basically have Herald. This is not looking good for Team ZOF.
Once
Yeah,
again, I'm enjoying myself because
skill
I do
caps
not
is
want this team
busted.
around any longer, so...
Looks like Team Lone Void is the chosen one. Team TTV Emilya, they're actually just the All-Stars.
Ooh, wait, we
Chosen
might have
one
not a
of the-
perfect game here?
Okay, Trundle's getting that objective bounty, that tower. Wonder if this is enough to put them back in the game. I don't know, probably not. They're still down a lot of gold.
No, what do you mean? They're gonna win the game now.
No, I'm talking about Team ZOF.
Yeah, they're gonna win. They got that bot tier 1 objective bounty, so I mean, what can TTV Emilya even do at this point? Just too much gold to overcome.
Yo, true.
Valiant last effort from ZOF, grouping together for the 3v3, but sadly
that's how you
it will
end
appear
the
that way. What the
game.
fuck did Boneboy just do? Why did he put his W right there? Okay, whatever. You know, it's fine. They're gonna end the game. We don't have to question it. Once again, a very, very fast game coming up from TTV Emilya. 18 minutes and 19 seconds this time. So, congratulations, a nice victory from them.
Well played.
Unfortunately, that does mean we are going to have to say goodbye to Zoe's OnlyFans.